Baked goods are always better when they're giant, so today I'm making these jumbo double chocolate chip muffins. So we're keeping things pretty simple and it comes together in just 2 bowls. We're first starting with some flour, granulated sugar, some cocoa powder, salt, and then some baking soda. And obviously you should definitely be using a bigger bowl, but of course I never learned my lesson. I then have 2 room temperature eggs. I then have some sour cream, but you can also definitely just do plain Greek yogurt. You'll then want to add in a neutral oil, a splash of vanilla, and then some whole milk. We'll then add our dry ingredients into our wet. I'll slowly start getting this folded together. And then before we're done mixing everything together, I'm going to be chopping up some chocolate. And you can definitely do chips, but I just like the bars instead. And I have a mix of dark, but also semi-sweet. So our batter's prepared, but before we start scooping it in, I'm going to let it rest for about 15 minutes. While the batter's sitting, I'm going to be making my own muffin liners. And I'm sure there's a much easier way, but this is just the way I do it. So I'll sort of take a rectangle and I'll cut the 4 corners and I'll just shove it right inside. So then it looks like this. And I just like using this ice cream scoop to get it all scooped out. So my oven's set to 425. These will go in for about 5 minutes. I'll reduce it to 350 and we'll continue baking for a little bit longer. All right, so these are fresh out of the oven and still pretty warm, but I really like the shape. I like how they got the dome on there. So these have been cooling for about 15 minutes. So now for the best part, I get to eat one. These are incredibly moist. You're getting hit with that chocolate. And I'm really happy I went with the bars instead of the chocolate chips. Be sure to have the recipe details in the caption, and thanks for watching.